Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Cody Steck. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. This one, we've got to talk about some exciting breaking news that just came out. There's some big changes coming to the government, to taxes here in Utah. And this is something that you're going to want to know about. Whether you already live here or you're considering making a move to the area, this is going to be something that affects you. And in my opinion, is actually something that's very exciting to see because this doesn't happen very often. And I think a lot of people wish it would happen more often. So let's go ahead and just jump in my screen. We're just going to jump in and get right after it. Utah governor signs historic $400 million tax cut. Now, just right off the bat, I don't know about you, but tax cuts don't come very often, especially on the state level. From what I've seen, most states are generally not run very well and generally are operating at a deficit. There's even been cities and states that have gone bankrupt in the past, and that's something that's actually pretty scary from a citizen standpoint, right? So the fact that Utah actually has a surplus of funds and says, hey, we have so many funds that we can actually issue this tax cut is just an amazing thing in itself, at least in my opinion. Utah Governor Spencer Cox signed a series of bills on Wednesday to finalize a $400 million tax cut, including decreasing the state's income tax rate from 4.85% to 4.65%. Now, that might sound like a small percent. That's only 0.2 percentage points. So it's not going to make a huge difference, but hey, something's better than nothing, right? The income tax cut accounts for $208 million of the legislature's tax relief, which amounts to around $208 in annual savings for an average family of four, making $80,000 per year. Now, obviously, if you're making less, that tax cut's not going to affect you as much. If you're making more money, then it's going to be an even bigger benefit. The tax cut is the largest in state history and includes a further cut by removing the state portion of sales tax on food. But that part is contingent on voters approving a constitutional amendment in 2024. This is something I hear a lot of people talk about. They say, hey, why should we get taxed on food, right? Food is a basic necessity. I don't understand why you should be paying that. I think that's actually a fair argument. So it's kind of cool to see this. It is contingent on voters approving that as well, but it is exciting to see that it's in there as part of this bill. It's not often when you've been a state for over 120 years that you get to do things that are really historic, and today is one of those truly historic days, Cox said during a ceremonial signing in the Gold Room at the Capitol. It's not just in one area, it's in a lot of different areas that will benefit every person in our state in some way, he said of the tax cut. We know that there are many that are struggling to make ends meet, and they will be helped by this. That's right. If for the money you're making, if you're paying less tax on that money, you then have more money to go pay your rent, to pay your car payment, to pay your insurance, your phone bill, whatever it might be, right? Cox urged voters to approve the constitutional amendment that would loosen the earmark that reserves income tax revenue for public education. I just want to use this moment to encourage the people of Utah to vote to remove the sales tax on food. I think that this is good for everyone, especially those who are struggling to make ends meet. This is a very basic necessity. I think it's a little bit hard to argue that. Everybody needs food, and obviously removing that tax on the food is something that's going to help significantly, especially in the lower income brackets. The tax package signed by Cox in HB 54 also expands the Social Security tax credit to people earning up to $75,000 per year, allows pregnant women to claim a double dependent exemption for children the year they are born, and increases the earned income tax credit from 15% to 20% of the federal tax credit. Senate President Stuart Adams in Layton also praised the record spending by the legislature for education, among other things, while still prioritizing tax relief. We said 2023 was going to be the year of the tax cut again and again and again. But behind each one of these tax cuts is a record effort in spending. It's pretty amazing that you're able to cut taxes. A lot of states do that. A lot of legislatures do that. But to be able to fund service, record spending for education, record spending for infrastructure, spending on housing, record spending for almost everything, to be able to provide the services that the state needs and to be able to cut taxes, what a great honor to be able to serve with so many great people who do that great service in the state of Utah. There's plenty of things that we could have found to put the money into, but I think all of us believe that the reward for incredibly hard work for the citizens of the state of Utah would be to let them keep more of their own hard-earned money in their own pockets and choose to spend it on things that matter to them. Critics of the tax reduction have argued it would primarily benefit higher earners. Steve Eliason Sandy, sponsor of House Bill 54, said the Social Security and earned income tax credits would benefit lower and middle income income earners. So I think there's kind of a benefit for both people. We attempted to strike a balance, he told the Deseret News earlier this month. The Senate passed the bill 22-6 and the House 50-11, though Democrats voted against it, saying they opposed combining the sales tax on food repeal with the rest of the bill, while negotiations over the constitutional amendment were still ongoing. So that kind of wraps up the article here. In my personal opinion, I think this is great news. This is something I can kind of support and get behind. I know that there's going to be drawbacks, of course, with everything that the government does, every bill that they pass, there's going to be drawbacks. There's never going to be just this perfect thing that everybody can agree on. But in the case of this, I think it's a good thing, especially with inflation going out of control, home prices going out of control, interest rates, everything that's happening in this economy. If we can cut taxes and for each individual person or family to be able to save a little bit more, I think that's going to go into their bottom line, and it's going to, just help them make ends meet a little bit easier. So with that being said, guys, my name's Cody Steck, your favorite Utah realtor. If you think about buying or selling real estate here in Utah, I'd love to be your trusted real estate resource of choice. Reach out to me, call, text, or email anytime. I love hearing from you guys. I've had people from all across the world reach out, and I cannot wait to hear from you as well. Before you go, drop a comment down below on your thoughts on this program, and don't forget to share this video with a friend or family member. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.